Hi, you've tuned in to Jackie and the Other Side of Beauty. If this is your first time here, I would like to welcome you to my channel. And for my returning friends, it's always good to have you back. In today's video, we are going to be talking about my favorites over the past 2, maybe 3 months. I don't do a favorites video every month, but I think it's been maybe at least 2 months since my last one. So if you're interested in seeing those products that I have been loving and enjoying, then please keep watching. Okay, so I am home on lunch, so I'm going to try to speed this up as quick as possible. I do want to kick it off with fragrances first, and this fragrance right here, the Prada Paradox, is so good. It's not the intense, because y'all know your girl likes an intense fragrance, an intense lips, intense period. But this is just the regular Prada Paradox. This is what it looks like. And it smells so good, you guys. Oh, this smells so good. It makes your senses come alive. This is a floral scent. It has Nairobi, amber, and white musk. And I don't know what's doing it for me out of those scents, but this fragrance is doing it for me. This just, oh, it just takes me to the next level. It smells so good. I had a little sample size in the Sephora fragrances where you can get a full size if you purchase samples. And as soon as I smelled it, I knew I had to have it for my collection. So this right here, if you have not tried it, if you have not smelled it, girl, what are you waiting for? This smells delicious. It smells so good. So I highly recommend this. I will definitely repurchase it. Yeah, this is a winner. This is a keeper. So next, let's go into blushes. But before we do, these are my favorites, but I playfully call them my yays or nays. And spoiler alert, there are no nays in these products that I'm bringing to you today. So you can trust that your girl is loving them and they are worth having in your collection and in mine. So next up are 2 blushes that I picked up from LYS Beauty. And this is what the blushes look like. So these have the little pink packaging. And I have Unfazed, this one right here. And I also have Outgoing. What drew me to want these stick blushes or these cream blushes is this one right here. Unfazed? Yes. When I saw this color, and I hadn't seen any blushes in this color before, I was like, I gotta have it. But yet at the same time, I was like, am I gonna look like a clown? Is that just gonna be too bright and in your face? I purchased it anyway. Let me show you what this one looks like. I have swatched this so many times, you guys. So this is Unfazed. And I can see where the name came from. This is just bold, beautiful, in your face. And, you know, we're unfazed. We don't care what people say. So this one, yes. Let me swatch this for you. Unfazed. Isn't that just a pretty fuchsia magenta color? It's just beautiful. And I can't swatch, you guys. I'm on lunch. We also have Outgoing. And, you know, she's not shy. She's outgoing. She's, you know, not quite unfazed, but she's up there. Unfazed. Now, I would definitely call this one the fuchsia color. I don't know what I would call unfazed. But as you can see, these blushes did not come to play. But let me tell you, I was a little intimidated by them when I got them. But once I applied them a couple of times and learned how to shear them out, and they shear out beautifully, just so seamlessly. But I would put them on and I would go in with a brush and, you know, blend the blushes into my skin. But once I blended them, you know, they were still like that punch of color. All I did was take up the butt of a damp sponge and just tap, 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 and they just blended out. So they're not anything to be intimidated by. They blend out effortlessly. So these, yes, are definitely a part of my collection that I am loving, and I'm so happy that I purchased them. Next up, I have a blush by Juvia's Place, and this blush is called Lily Love. Now, I saw another creator talk about these blushes by Juvia's Place, and she swatched them, and from her depiction of them, I was able to choose Lily Love. She said that this is more of a everyday blush, and you know, that's my mantra. I always am doing like everyday looks for work, and I'm an everyday girl, but you know, I live on the edge a little bit. So when it came to this blush, I said, yes, I could wear this blush to work, and you know, it looks like this. This is what it looks like. And you know, some may think this is a shade for fall or autumn, but it's really, I think it's really kind of a summer shade as well, because it's kind of like a coral blush. And, you know, I can see where it could be used for the fall, but, you know, I think it will go perfect in the summertime as well. And this is it right here. It looks really orange on my hand, but it blends out really to like a coral shade, and it's so pretty and perfect, in my opinion, for summer. And this blush here is really pigmented as well. And, you know, these just show up and show out. So I am happy to have this in my collection. There's so many more blushes from Juvia's Place that I wish I had picked up, but it's come to the point now where I'm just blushed out. I just don't even care to have any more blushes in my collection unless it really blows my socks off, and then I would consider it. But Juvia's Place definitely has quite the blush collection, be it powdered or cream. There's so many beautiful colors, and they would be so beautiful and rich on deep skin. So if you haven't checked it out, check her out on her website or on Ulta's website. That is, if you're not afraid of pigmentation. I'm going to take these swatches off. And next up, I do want to talk to you about a bronzer that I picked up from LYS. And I do have, let me show you. This is the bronzer right here. Now, I picked this up in the shade Honest. And this is one of the new shades that they launched. They launched a deeper shade, and they also launched a fairer shade. And I do already have the bronzer contour stick from Juvia's Place in the shade Strength. And that one is a very deep shade. Very nice, very pigmented. It definitely shows up on deeper skin. But this one, I purchased this one because I wanted something just a little bit lighter. And that's why I picked up Honest. And this is what Honest looks like. I use this to death, you guys. This is what the shade Honest looks like. And this is what it looks like here. And I think this is the perfect shade. If you have the shade Strength and you think it's just a little too deep, and you're my complexion or lighter, this would definitely be a good bronzer for you to try in this shade. So yes, I do still use No Strength, but I can focus now on using that as a contour and this as my bronzer shade. The next product that I want to talk to you about is a setting spray that I've had for a little bit now. I've used it before, but since it's in my Shop My Stash for this month, I've used it quite a bit and have been loving it, you guys. I saw Sephora had it on sale. It must have been a one-day sale where they had it for a very good price. And in typical fashion, I said, oh, I'll check it out tomorrow. I'm not sure I want to pick up the full size yet. And when I went to get it the next day, it was no longer on sale. So I missed out on that. And the setting spray that I am talking about is by Lancôme. It's called Fix It, Forget It. And it's this setting spray right here. I've been using it to pieces. And it is the setting spray that I have on my skin today. I like that it's not a drying setting spray. When you spray it on your skin, it does lock your makeup in. It doesn't let my skin look dry. It does quite the opposite. It does have like a little glow to the skin, which I love. And I feel like my makeup lasts, you know, a little longer. But it doesn't look worn, but it looks like I have a healthy glow on my skin. And so I'm always down for that. So this one, I am still stalking, you know, trying to catch it on sale. But if I run out of this, I'm just going to buy it, sell or no sell, because it is very good. I didn't understand what I was missing out on, or, you know, I would have bought a full size a long time ago. This is very good, you guys. And next I want to talk about a skincare product. I am a mature woman, mature skin, and I have been loving the Lancôme products, the Clinique products. I have just been really into those products here lately. I think in my head, I'm like, I'm a mature woman, and now it's time to dive into those types of brands, Clinique, Lancôme, Estee Lauder. Like, those brands have been around for so long that I feel like mature women gravitate to those brands. So I don't know, but they have some good stuff. So one thing I want to talk about is the Clinique All About Eyes. This is a rich cream and it reduces circles and puffs, it says. So I guess it means puffy eyes. So this is what the under eye cream looks like. It is so nourishing and so moisturizing. It is a rich cream and it feels like it on your under eyes. This I have been loving. I use this every morning in my skincare routine. I just like the way it goes on. And like I said, it's very hydrating, has a little bit of luminosity under the eyes. And you guys, I've been noticing when I drive home from work, I'm always pulling down my windshield visor, looking in the mirror, because you're in that natural light. And I'm always noticing like this eye right here always looks like it has a little bit of luminosity. Like, it looks so healthy. I mean, it looks perfect under there. It just has a little healthy radiance that I can see through my foundation, through my concealer, through the powders. It just looks so healthy underneath, and I just like the way it looks. Now, this eye over here, it be doing its own thing. I don't know. I don't know. But this eye right here, it just looks great. This cream just looks great underneath. So I definitely would repurchase this. I just like the way it goes on. I like the way it feels. And I just like the way it looks on my under eyes. Now, speaking of Clinique, I also want to mention the Clinique Moisture Surge 100H. I guess that stands for hydration. And this is the Auto Replenishing Hydrator. I have this box because I already have one open in my bathroom right now. And I use that one for my nighttime routine. But this is what it looks like. And again, same as the eye cream. I don't know how I ended up with a backup of this because I hadn't tried it, but I just kept seeing it. I kept seeing it, and so I kept getting it. So they were having a sale or something, and I just kept putting it in my cart. I love this face moisturizer. Same thing as the eye cream. This is a little bit more lightweight. I can go ahead and open it because I know I'm going to be using this again real soon. No, I'm not going to open it. It has the seal on it. But I don't know if you guys can see how lightweight it looks. I mean, it's not like a gel moisturizer or a water cream, but it's a lightweight moisturizer. It's not really creamy in terms of it being a cream or a heavy cream, because you know, I like those heavy creams, but I'm getting so into these types of moisturizers. This moisturizer is definitely perfect for summer if you don't want a heavy cream on your face. But what I've noticed about this is it's almost identical to the under eye. So for the under eye is a cream, but as far as moisturizing the skin, this spreads easily and my face looks and feels moisturized and hydrated. So this has been an easy yes. I like this so much. I'm so glad I picked up a backup, not even knowing that I was going to fall in love with this product. But I'm so glad I have it. Let me turn it this way. And you would not be sorry if you pick this one up too. It's great for mature skin. Like I said, I just gravitate to these brands now. But it is great for mature skin, and this is a winner. Okay, I want to talk to you about one more skincare item. And this is a product that I got as a birthday gift from Sephora. And it is the Proteini Polypeptide Cream by Drunk Elephant. How often do we hear about Drunk Elephant these days? I mean, when I came on the scene, this brand was so popular. Everybody was talking about it all the time. And now I hardly hear anyone talk about it. But I picked this because I had already tried it before, and this is such a good cream moisturizer. So this is a cream moisturizer, but again, you won't go wrong if you choose this for the summer. This is perfect for summer because it's lightweight, but not lightweight in its performance, if you know what I mean. This is just a great moisturizer. Again, you can feel the moisture, you can feel the hydration, and this spreads easily. You just take a little scoop and you can spread it all over your entire face and start, you know, blending it on this side. It spreads easily, and it just, like I said, I had tried this before and I purchased it again before, and this is just a great moisturizer, and your skin looks like it had a drink of water. This is so good, you guys. If you haven't tried it, I think they do maybe have mini ones, but this, I would just go ahead, spend the money, and get the full size because this is a great moisturizer. And I'm so happy they had it as a birthday perk for me. Okay, so we're wrapping things up because I'm sure I'm supposed to be back at work. Okay, next up, you guys, I do want to talk to you about a lipstick. This is called the Fenty Beauty Gloss Bomb. It is the Universal Lip Luminizer, and I have this in the shade Fuchsia Flex. Fuchsia is my color. I love fuchsia. I love pinks. I love purples. That's just my comfort zone. So when I saw that Fenty Beauty had come out with this, oh, it's just beautiful. When I saw they came out with this gloss bomb, I mean, look at this. It's gorgeous. I just could not resist. And when I tell you I had a hard time getting this, it was just sold out. Sold out at Ulta, sold out at Sephora, sold out at Sephora Kohl's. It was just sold out and I couldn't get it. And so I set the alert so whenever it restocked, I would be notified and I could get it. And so I finally got my hands on it. This right here is just goodness. It's just pure goodness. It smells divine. It smells so good, kind of like a vanilla. It smells wonderful. And it's just a beautiful color on the lips. It's not too much, but yet it's giving. Oh, it smells so good. And it does have little, oh, now y'all can't deny. Look at that. Oh, that looks so beautiful. It has little shimmer particles in it, but it's not to the point where if your lips rub together, it's so abrasive. You can't feel them unless you rub your lips together. You can just feel them just a little bit. It's not scratchy, or it's not anything so abrasive that you're not gonna want to wear this again. This is just beautiful. I'm so happy that I got it, and I wore it in a video, and I'll link the video in the cards for you as well so you can see what it looks like on the lips. It's just giving. I'm telling you, it's beautiful. I love that so much. I now see why people were selling it out like crazy. And if TikTok got a hold of it, I'm sure it was trending, because TikTok, I just made a purchase today because of TikTok. Next up, and lastly, are some eyeshadow palettes. Okay, so the first one I want to talk about is the Sweet Tart Cravings palette. This is by Tarte, and I finally got a chance to use it again. And not only does it smell good, it's scented, and it smells so good. I think it was supposed to be like a Valentine's Day palette, but I wear this anytime, because there again, you know, they have the burgundy shades, the pink shade, just up my alley. I like this because this is an all-in-one palette, meaning there's two shades that I could deepen my outer corner with. I wish brands would stop just putting one little brown in a palette for deepening your outer corner. It doesn't have to be brown. It could be purple, just an array of colors, green, but they put the one little stale brown in a palette and call it a day. We need more than one choice. So here we have this shade to deepen your outer corner. You can use this shade for your under eye highlighter. It just encompasses the whole thing. Have some pretty metallics in here. This is a gorgeous palette, and I enjoy using it, and I hadn't had a chance to pick it up again, and I'm so happy that I did. I did a video called Behind the Scenes, where I used a few shades from this palette. So if you want to see how this performed on the eyes, you already know. I'll link it in the cards. Actually, the next two palettes are kind of new to me. The next one, again, just like the Gloss Bomb, this palette was hard for me to get my hands on. They came out with another palette. I think it was the blue palette. Well, first I'm talking about the palette by Cosmic Brushes, and it's called the Muse palette. This is what it looks like. So pretty. And I keep referring to this palette as if you're looking for a smoky eye, you can get all the smoke with this palette. And look at this palette right here, you guys. Again, you have a multitude of shades to deepen your outer corner. That's what I love about brands that get it. And they're usually indie brands. So you can deepen with this color, this color, this color, this color up here, you know, this color. It's just so much variety. And the shimmer shades and the metallic shades in here, they're just beautiful. They have some shades that are, I think, like duochromes. I told y'all, I kind of get confused with those. But yeah, this white doesn't swatch white. And you can probably kind of see where I have been using it, how it's changed colors. This is just a beautiful palette. Everything blends out effortlessly. Every shade is pigmented. I just have none of the shades are patchy. I had no problems with using this palette, but I did have problems getting my hands on it. But this one is a good one. I love this palette by Cosmic Brushes. It's so beautiful. It's so pretty. Actually, you guys, you know, I think when I purchased this, like I was getting ready to say, they had their blue palette that they had just launched. And so I went on their website to check up on this one, and they had it. And so I snagged, you know, I was supposed, no announcement that it was on their site or anything or back in stock. So I snagged it, put it in my cart, and checked out. So when I went back onto the site, maybe like the next day, still thinking about that blue palette, honey, this was snatched off the site. was snatched off the site. So I think somehow this landed on the site, wasn't supposed to, and they saw people or me buying it, and then they took it off the site. But whatevs, I got it now. Next is a company that I've never bought any palettes from, and they just had a launch of 4 palettes. I think it's from the Avatar, if I'm not mistaken. And I don't know if that's a new something that's released or, you know, what that's based on. But those palettes are fire. It's 4 of them. I think they're 12 pan, little palette like the Tarte one. My camera's about to cut off, so one moment. Okay, we're back in business. Okay, so like I said, the 4 palettes that they dropped are just fire. And before they dropped those palettes this week, I picked up this palette by Lethal Cosmetics. And this is called the Mellow Grove Pressed Powder Palette. I kept seeing this on Instagram. And it just kept coming up. And so I said, well, you know, I've been wanting to try something by Lethal Cosmetics. I hadn't tried anything, and this was piquing my interest. So this is what the palette looks like. And it's the same as the Unicarton. And I, again, just kept seeing it. So I thought I would try the brand and try this palette. This is what the palette looks like. You know, just kind of every day, which is what I was thinking about. Like, oh, that would be pretty for work. And this palette looks plain and simple, but this palette does not disappoint. Again, we have some of those shifting shades in here. You think you're putting on one color, it ends up another color. This was just a good palette. I love using it. Now, right off the bat, you guys, when I dipped my brush into this palette and applied the shades to my lid, the first thought I had, no lie, is about how silky these shadows felt. I was just like, man, they're so silky feeling. And that's honestly the first thought I had. I think these shadows apply very nicely. And again, several shades for that outer corner. You're not just stuck with a brown. This is just a great palette. I use it for work. I would use this for date night. I would use this for going out with friends. This is just a perfect all-around palette. Like I said, it just looks plain and simple, but when you use it, you're in for a surprise. So this one by Lethal Cosmetics, for my first time using the brand, I am not disappointed with this one at all. Lastly, you guys probably already know the next palette I'm talking about is by a brand that, I don't know, was it this year that I discovered or late last year? I'm not sure, but I wish they would put me on their PR list because I love them that much. The brand I'm talking about is Clarity Cosmetics, and this is the Aloha palette. This palette I thought was perfect for the spring and summertime. You know, it has your little pastels in here, has your little vibrant colors that typically you wouldn't probably use during the fall time or the winter time. Maybe some of the blues you would, but this one is so nice. And I have come to just fall in love with Clarity's metallic shades. I remember going on a rant one time saying, I just want a shimmer shade. I'm tired of using metallics. I just want a shimmer shade, something soft. I don't want no metallic, you know, just going on a rant. Child, when I tell you these metallics are like metallics that I don't think I've ever tried before. They are like glass on the lid. And you guys have seen me use this palette. You've seen me use the other 2 palettes by Clarity Cosmetics that I have. These metallics are just like no other. And it's so funny when I'm doing an eyeshadow look and I want I have a metallic or a shimmer shade on, and I'm just like, it's just not giving it to me. Like, I'm looking for the metallics in here, and I'll dip into this. I'll either usually take this shade, or this shade. I'll dip in and instantly put it on my lid. I'm just like, yes, that's what I'm talking about. And so these palettes, these palettes by Clarity, I'm just in love with the brand. I am in love with them. I just have not found anything like these at all. Even their matte shades are vibrant, pretty, not patchy. I mean, look at this yellow. Usually yellows are chalky. You know, they don't perform well. This one right here, honey, please. This one shows up and shows out. Look at it on the finger. I'm not going to swatch. And look at that. They show up. So this palette was a joy to play with. I was kind of stumped. I was like, what look am I going to create? So I did one eye, and then I said, okay. I kind of mapped it out. I kind of know what I want to do. And so then I did a complete full face. And you know, again, I'll link it in the cards. But this palette did not disappoint. I love it so much. So you guys, those are my favorites. The favorites that I've been using and loving over the last month or two. I don't see many channels, you know, talk about indie brand products. They're usually just talking about mainstream. So I did want to include some indie products or indie brand products in my favorites because I do use indie brands. I have a lot of indie brands that I use. So I wanted to let them shine as well as some of my mainstream products or mainstream brand products. So again, I have all yays, no nays in today's video. So if you did enjoy seeing my favorites, the things that I have been loving, the brands that I have been loving, please consider subscribing to my channel, giving this video a thumbs up, and don't forget to ring the notification bell. It will just let you know each and every time that I upload a video. So with that said, my friends, that does complete my favorites. Thank you so much for tuning in, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care, my friends, and I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.